Managing a virtual desktop infrastructure, or VDI, can sometimes feel like you're trying to conduct this massive, chaotic orchestra. It's a lot. Well, today we're going to zoom in on the conductor's podium for that whole symphony, the Omnisa Horizon console. Let's dive right in. So, just picture it for a second. You've got hundreds, maybe even thousands of virtual desktops and apps out there. Every single one has its own users, its own permissions, and yeah, its own potential problems. It can feel like a total logistical nightmare, right? Just this constant battle to keep things from falling apart. So how do you possibly keep it all running smoothly without completely burning out? That's the big question. And the answer to all that chaos? It's the Omnissa Horizon console. This is that single pane of glass, that one central place that brings order to all that complexity. It gives you a unified view and, most importantly, control over your entire Horizon 8 setup. You can really just think of it as your command center. And this right here is a huge leap forward. I mean, forget about having to install and then constantly maintain some separate management client on your own machine. Nope. With the Horizon console, all you need is a web browser. You just log into your connection server, and boom, your whole VDI world is right there at your fingertips, no matter where you happen to be. So, being able to manage your VDI from practically anywhere, that's really just the tip of the iceberg. Let's dig a little deeper into why having a single central command center like this is such a game changer for any IT admin. It really is a total transformation. It takes you from feeling overwhelmed and just constantly putting out fires, juggling a dozen different tools, to being proactive, calm, and feeling like you're actually in control. And it's all thanks to this one streamlined web-based experience. Okay, so let's break down what this actually means day to day. First off, no more being chained to one specific computer or worrying about patching yet another piece of software. Second, you get the flexibility to, say, troubleshoot an issue from home or spin up a new desktop pool while you're on the go. And third, and this one's huge, you have one reliable source of information. That means no more conflicting data, which makes troubleshooting so much easier. So, we've established you have this powerful central command center. But what can you actually do with it? Let's talk about the key powers that the Horizon console really puts at your fingertips. All right, power number one, and it's probably the most fundamental, is provisioning. This is all about your ability to create and roll out virtual desktops and applications whenever you need them. This is literally where you build the digital workspaces your users depend on every single day. What's great is that the Horizon console takes this really complex process and just simplifies it with a super clear step-by-step flow. You start by creating pools of resources, desktops or apps. Then you configure all the settings to get them just right. And finally, with just a few clicks, you grant access, or entitle, the right users. It's this structured approach that really helps minimize errors and, let's be honest, saves a ton of time. Now, that last step we mentioned, entitling users, that brings us right to the second key power, controlling access. See, it's not enough to just create all these resources. You have to make sure only the right people can get to them. This is where security and usability really have to work together. And that's where this whole idea of user entitlements comes in. An entitlement is really just a rule that connects a user, or maybe a whole group of users, to a specific resource. So for example, you can set an entitlement that gives the accounting team access to their special finance apps, and absolutely nobody else. The Horizon console is your central hub for creating and managing all of these specific access rules. Okay, so you've built your environment and you've secured it, but how do you know if everything's actually running the way it should be? Well, that brings us to our third power, monitoring system health. This is like your early warning system, giving you a real-time view into the performance and stability of your entire infrastructure. Think of the Horizon console as your go-to troubleshooting toolkit. Need to investigate some weird error? You can dive right into the system event logs. A user calls in saying they're having trouble with their session, you can troubleshoot it right from the console. And if you have these big, complex, multi-site setups, you can manage them all as one single unit, using something called Cloud Pod architecture. It's all there. Now, as more and more of us are embracing the cloud, it's really important to know that the Horizon console we've been talking about, well, it has a cloud-based cousin. So let's just take a quick second to clear up the difference. It's actually really simple. If you're running your VDI on premises in your own data center, you're going to use the Omnissa Horizon console. But if you're deploying in a public cloud, like Azure for instance, you'll be using the Omnissa Horizon Universal console. They both give you that awesome centralized control. They're just each optimized for their own environment. So, after all that, what's the bottom line here? What's the one big thing you should really walk away with? The Horizon console is honestly more than just a tool. It's like a force for order in the sometimes chaotic world of VDI. It's that single pane of glass that turns complexity into clarity. It gives you the control, the visibility, and the power you need to manage your virtual world effectively. And as we look forward, our IT landscapes are only getting more complex, with stuff spread across our own data centers and the cloud. So this need for a single pane of glass, it's not a luxury anymore, it's an absolute necessity. The real question isn't if you need a tool like this, but how you're going to use it to stay ahead of the curve. It really makes you think about what the future of IT administration is going to look like, doesn't it?